All right, so it's been about 26 hours since I woke up from a total knee replacement. I'd say probably about 26 hours. So far so good. Pain is manageable. There is quite a bit of surgical pain, but it's pretty manageable. But the knee joint itself, zero pain. So the joint pain that's been there, like prior to 7 years ago, and then in this last like 6 months, the pain was real. Like it's all you thought about all day long was how much pain you had every step you took. That pain is gone, and it is amazing that that's gone. Like I can't even believe it. Because I have a new car in place of the scrapyard that was there. So the new car is brand new and everything works perfect. Well, we hope it does. So anyway, that's so far. I still have it wrapped up. I've undone that a few times to ice it a little bit better and just to get a breather. So I will show you, I've done PT a couple times today. I'll show you a couple things that I'm doing that will work good, that are a little out of not as normal as some people would do it, but another thing is, you see this. Okay, that's just a TENS unit, but this has been really, really crucial that I add this as soon as I got in the car out of the hospital. I've pretty much had this on this entire time, and all that's doing is just keeping the muscle fibers awake. So sort of just like keeping them awake, stimulated, and fired. And the result from that has been amazing. I met with my coach about an hour ago online, and she's out of South Carolina. Her name's Dr. Dawn, and she couldn't believe that my quad was firing like that. And I said, well, I'm using a stim machine on it right off the bat. And she's like, that is the most unbelievable. I've never seen anyone do that before. So as far as as that goes, that's been pretty cool. Let's see if you can see it. Drop it down. So like I can move my leg and my quad is literally tense and fired. So most knee surgeries, the quadricep literally just goes dead and it doesn't come online at all. It takes a long time. But mine, it's right there, just like my good leg. So that's been a positive thing, and it actually feels good when I do that. So my leg lifts have been really simple so far. But I will show you a couple things that I'm going to do that are a little bit different. So I'm just going to have my feet elevated, and I'll do hip thrust, straight leg hip thrust, just to keep my glutes activated. Because the biggest thing is, your glute is the driver of that right leg. Not let that atrophy or feel like it's misplaced or not moving. So I'm going to keep the stim on. I'm just going to do hip thrust, straight leg hip thrust. And what that does, it's activating my entire leg, my quad, my glute, and it also is helping with extension with the knee. So you really want full range of motion and full extension. And on this, the difference is extension will happen when the swelling goes down. So that's my goal, is to just keep on it as much as I can until the swelling begins to go down. So like today already, I have 2,500 steps, which is pretty good. Yesterday when I got home, by the end of the day yesterday, I had around 6,000 or 7,000 steps on a surgery day, which is like insane. And my leg my leg hasn't hurt. It's hurt, it's sore, but it hasn't swollen up like people would normally believe that it would. So how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna probably do 30. And simple as that. Another exercise I'll be doing is just a leg extension, per se. You can call it different things, but just like a simple leg extension, firing that quad, holding it, and going down. So it's like a time under tension with a slow eccentric on the way down. And I'll do 30 of these 3 times a day for this first week. And it's a little tight. It's tight in here. The medial side, I haven't had a lot of pain, but my lateral side, I've had quite a bit of pain from the surgery. But, I mean, you can see me, it's been very manageable. Last night was a little bit of a rough night. I couldn't sleep very well, but that's to be expected. So, probably after tomorrow, so 3 days, after 3 days, things should start getting a lot better even. So the nerve block that they put in only lasted about 20 to 22 hours. And, but I don't even know if I felt like it did anything, honestly. So this isn't my first rodeo, but I'm doing, there are other exercises I'm doing, but honestly, they're just sort of lame and I don't even feel like they're doing anything. I'm sort of more of an aggressive type of trainer as well. So, and I just have to listen to what my body's saying. So, getting up to walk, I'm using one crutch and I just switched it to my left side. So my right leg has to stay heel toe and make sure the gait's fine instead of babying that leg a little bit. So I'm gonna put pressure on that leg and that's how I'll be doing it to make sure my walking is more natural and more normal. I've got a little bit of leaking from the blood in here, but all right, guys. Well, that's some things I'm doing that might be a little bit different than some. I'm gonna start doing my upper body in just a few minutes, and I'll probably do a full body. And well, I'm gonna do a full body because I've already had this planned out for a long time. So, and then I've got the Rogue Airdyne Echo 3. That came delivered yesterday. So once I get that together, I'll be able to prop my right leg up on the peg and move my upper body and my one leg, and I'll still be able to get stimuli to this leg because I'm working the lower extremity, and they do communicate. So I'll probably be doing a lot more blood flow restriction. That can dramatically increase healing. Matter of fact, the studies show that it can increase 278% over not using it at all. So I've been using blood flow restriction for years and years and years and years, and I feel that it does so much once you understand how it works and your consistency. I mean, there's weeks where I'll use it 7 days a week on upper or lower body, and it just keeps your muscles full. It keeps the recoveries faster. I've been really sore from different things I've done, maybe working or training. I'll throw the blood flow restriction on my upper extremity, my arms, or my lower body, and the soreness sort of dissipates a lot quicker than without. So it's not really training through the pain. It's using all the tools that we can get and use them to our advantage. I believe that our body can heal so fast if you just allow it to get the rest, but yet you have to have it under load. Under load is the most necessary thing for muscle growth and healing. So that's that, and I will check back in tomorrow. So this would be actually considered day 2 when it's just starting, because I just woke up like 26 hours ago. I'll make a video of all the supplements I'm taking. I'm taking a bunch of supplements. I always do, but I've switched some things around, added a few more things, and I believe that it's already been helpful. So anyway, if you're thinking about a total knee replacement, I will say this. If you don't need to have one, don't do it. There's a lot of ways that you can get your knee better and active without pain before you go to that spot. But in my case, I've done that for years and it's worked. But then, accidents happen and you fracture things, and that's just, and you're leaking bone marrow, which is just scary. And that's just things that you have to take care of, and you can't be fixed unless they go in and remove stuff and put new stuff in. I'm talking platelet-rich plasma, stem cell, ozone, vitamin infusions. I've done all that stuff and it works so well. But when your knee is so cobbled up and it's had so much trauma over the years, and as well as it's just not safe. It's not safe anymore because I would just walk and just fall, boom, collapse. My knee would shift, and I'd have to get down here in my basement and get bands together and pull the thing back in spot and it'd pop back in, or I would have to try to do it myself, which was really difficult, or I'd have to, like my cousin before, I told him what to do, he pulled on my leg and I had to twist and turn and pop it back in. So those are the things that take your quality of life away. And whenever things take the quality of your life away, you have to have an intervention of some sort. So, if you have any questions, you can call me or text me, email, whatever, and I'll feel free to answer anything the best I can. If I don't know the answer, I will not tell you what, I'm not going to give you bad advice. I've been a trainer for so many years, and I have trained with world champions and right down to general population and special pop. So there's nothing it's almost like there's nothing I haven't seen, but I'm still continuing to learn every day of something different. Also, you just sharpen your skills up. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I've had a total hip replacement now and total knee replacement, and honestly, it has changed my life. So being able to go out and kick a soccer ball is going to be nice without my knee popping out. So time with your family, that's time with your spouse, and then your family should be the most important things. And then your relationship with Jesus Christ. So that's that. And I will check back in tomorrow and we'll see what's going on. Tomorrow might be the roughest day per data wise, day 3, but we'll see what happens. All right. Talk to you later.